Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new Engines of North America video. Today, we will be talking about the Fairbanks-Moore's CF16-4 Sea Liner. In the 1940s, Fairbanks-Moore's made their debut into the cab unit market with the Erie-built unit. The unique engine had aesthetic similarities to the Alco PA with its long nose, among other things. However, the Erie-built unit never really caught on, and thus they were removed from the catalog after just 4 years. A new consolidated line diesel unit was introduced. Multiple models of the new Sea Liner were created, each of which had different horsepower outputs. The CFA16-4, primarily made for freight service, would be built between March and July of 1950. The C in CF16-4 stood for Fairbanks-Moore's consolidation line. The F stood for freight, though there was a passenger variant of the CF16-4 sold. The 16 stood for 1600 horsepower, and the 4 meant the units ran on a B-B wheelbase. They had a top speed of 65 miles per hour, a starting tractive effort of 65,000 pounds, and a continuous tractive effort of 52,500 pounds. They weighed in at 249,500 pounds, measured in at 56 feet 3 inches, and for the horn, the CF16-4 came out with several different kinds of horns, such as a Leslie Typhon A200 and the Nathan K3LA. A total of 5 North American railroads ran the CF16-4. These include, but are not limited to, the New York Central and Canadian Pacific. The railroad with the most CF16-4s was the Canadian National, with a grand total of 26 units. The Pennsylvania Railroad had the second largest roster with a total of 24. Last but not least, the Milwaukee Road had the third largest fleet with a modest 18. Fairbanks-Moore's CFA16-4 was a decent seller, with a total of 91 units being sold to both American and Canadian railroads. Unfortunately, the future Sea Liners wouldn't be as successful. The CFA20-4 would sell just 15 total units. As far as passenger units are concerned, only 60 units were sold between 4 different models. The main reason as to why the Sea Liner wasn't successful was due to the Westinghouse generators being prone to failure. Also, the Fairbanks-Moore's prime movers had a poor service life due to cooling issues. However, amongst Canadian railroads, they did do slightly better, with some being built in Canada for Canadian railroads. Today, there are 4 Sea Liners still in existence, all of which are north of the 49th parallel. They include Canadian Pacific 4065 at the Canada Museum of Science and Technology in Ottawa, Canada, Canadian Pacific 4104, which is privately owned and stored in Nelson, Alberta. British Columbia Rail RCC3 and RCC4 are both owned by the Locomotive and Railway Historical Society of Western Canada, not too far from Calgary, Alberta. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, please.